What up, Phil?
What up? I
How,
don't know what's up. What is up?
what is up? We are making it count.
As always.
Every single day we wake up and we make it count,
Do you
even on the days that we don't want to.
do you feel you do that every day?
Absolutely not.
I was gonna say, because man, there's days I don't.
Yeah.
And
Talk about that a little bit.
well, like it's there's days, like I have some reservations about even doing this podcast. Like, I told you that, like,
Yeah.
what qualifies me for this, And yeah, so there's some days, people reach out to me, oh, you're doing so great or whatever. And I'm like, well, today I didn't, I ate like shit or I didn't work out or, whatever.
But
Yeah.
remember, we talk about those small things of making it count. Like, did you get
Yeah.
out of bed this morning? Did you go
Oh,
for a
yeah.
run? Maybe it wasn't 13 miles, maybe it was 6
Yeah.
for you. You know what I'm
And,
saying?
and that is something. So like somebody I work with, he just started running recently and he's like, oh man, I don't know if I got home and I just got in like a short, 1 mile run. I'm like, dude, that's great. You got in a mile. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, there's plenty of days I don't feel like I'm making it count. I'm just like, oh God.
So are people, I wonder, it sounds like comparison. Like they're looking at you, especially in the run, because we talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
Like you run half marathons, you run ultras. And then this guy's like, well, man, I only ran a mile.
Yeah.
Like, but that's still something. That's still
Oh,
credit.
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
still,
Yeah.
like, don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody's chapter 52, right?
Right. Or don't compare your thing to my thing. Like your
Yeah.
thing isn't necessarily going to be running, or it certainly doesn't have to be running. But yeah, there's days, I feel like, God, like I just didn't feel like getting up getting out of bed, so I slept in. I didn't get my workout in or whatever.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to give yourself grace, Yeah. Overall, I'm making it count. Yeah. So overall, we're making it count.
Yeah, you're kind of making this a damper.
I know.
But I guess what you're trying to do is like relate to the people out there that are feeling like that they don't wake up every day making it count. Maybe it's every third day or
Yeah.
not every day is a good day, but you can find good in every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that have you ever heard of the 5-minute journal?
No.
I really love it because it's something that I really want to get back to. But every morning you wake up, you write 3 things that you're grateful for. It gets your head set, your head in the right, and then you write your affirmation, like I am blah, 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 And then at the end of the day, before you go to bed, you write 3 things that happened great that day. So it really gives you the time to reflect on the actual day where you do find good in every single day. And I think that I want to challenge you to do that on the days you don't think you make it count.
I'm not good with affirmation.
That's not an affirmation.
Okay.
You
I'm just
find you find 3 things in the day that you did make it count.
Yeah.
On the days you don't feel like you do make it count.
I get a lot of, because of my health journey. So I get a lot of, oh my God, you're amazing. You always eat the right thing. And I don't. I don't want to say I have cheat meals, but I eat bad stuff sometimes, but overall, I think if you're making it count, then that's what matters. But, so I think people look at you or are like, I'm sure with you, people, oh, well, Jennifer's always working out. No, sometimes you
Jennifer's
cut that
not.
run short, right? And you run maybe 80 yards instead of 100 or,
Or you do 25 minutes instead of 30 minutes.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, that is and that's the thing that I love about the industry that I'm in and who I am is that I don't fit the part.
Yeah.
I don't have 6-pack abs, nor yes, I'd love them, but I don't. I wasn't born natural there. I don't have when somebody looks at me, they might not say, she in the fitness industry? But because I love my burgers. I love my French
fitness
fries.
burger in my mouth.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Right? Yeah. So, and I think everybody's make it count journey has to be relative to them. Just like your hard season is relative to you, yours isn't harder than mine. This person's not harder than that person. So is the same on the opposite end of making it count. It's all relative, right?
And I think understanding that life is going to be a struggle. Like everything at some point is going to be a struggle. School, work, relationship.
Kids. We
Yeah.
were just talking about that.
Yeah, like everything is going to be a struggle at some point. So, you're going to have your good days, your bad days, your really good days. You got to stack up the good days and have fewer of the bad days. And I don't know how we got off on this tangent. Just
No,
asking, we're
actually,
making it count. Are we?
but I think I think this is
Yeah.
a great one to settle in at, because you and I were talking right before this about how we've had some people that we've asked to come on the show.
Yeah.
And we're like, hey, come be a guest. And they're like, but I'm not making it count because I didn't start a
Yeah.
foundation, or I'm not making it count because I don't run 2 businesses, or because I don't
have a podcast.
Because I don't have a podcast, like fill in the blank. And I think that that's the misconception that we want to kind of, hey, we're hearing you, but that's not what making it count's all about. Like
Right.
making it count is all about waking up in the morning, knowing like what you need out of that day, and then tackling that,
Yeah.
right?
And when you hit the struggle, like, okay, well, how do I come out of this?
All
How do I
right,
make this,
let's settle in on the episode with that. So when you hit that struggle, what are some things that you do that helps you propel through it?
I try to find time to get in a workout.
Because what does
if I
working
can
out do
go,
for you? Yeah.
if I could get outside and go get in a run, or Christine and I go for a walk after dinner, or, then it just kind of clears your head. It
Mhm.
kind of gets you out. You're in, you're, I'm gonna say you're in nature, I'm walking around Harahan, but you're outside in the
Harahan.
elements, and
At least you're not on a West Bank.
yeah. But
I'm from the West Bank.
you get the you get the kind of blood flowing, and you can, get out. Some people I think get lost in social media, or whatever. I don't know, but that's what I try to do. I try to get in a workout, like, oh man, I missed a workout this morning, or it wasn't a good workout this morning. Well, I'm gonna try to do something this afternoon, or not having a good day at work or whatever.
Yeah, see, and for me, it's opposite, because working out
Yeah, 'cause
is
that's
revolved around my
yeah.
occupation. So for me, I try to, and this is hard for me, and that's why I kind of do it, is I sit in silence. Like turn
I
off the
cannot
phone.
imagine.
Me
Yeah.
doing that?
Yeah, because a lot of the feedback on the show is it's too short. We need a little bit more, and you're like, you couldn't do that. Like
My
you
attention
said
span.
it from the get go. Like
20 minutes.
yeah, 20
So
minutes.
that's it.
That's all I got. I got 20 minutes. Yeah.
Why are you calling me out on the podcast?
I'm just saying,
All right, we want to know.
So sitting in silence, like, how do you really?
Wait, time out. In
cannot
the
imagine you
comments,
doing-
do you like the length? Do you not like the length? Do you want more? Tell us so we can bring it to you. So sitting in silence is hard for me because thoughts start flooding in.
Yeah.
Like just start everything that I've suppressed or not shown attention to,
Mhm.
but I need to address it to clear out my mind. Also, sitting in silence, somebody told me this as an entrepreneur, is that's when your best ideas come out,
Mhm.
because you're not overthinking it. You're not trying to think of it. You're not trying to like force it. So, and I the first time I did this, I put my clock on the phone and I put it down. I was like, and I reached out and it was like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I was like, damn it. I didn't even make it a minute.
Yeah.
That felt like forever. But it helps me regroup
Mhm.
and it helps me reset. I think that everybody, just like everybody wants to start their health and wellness journey on a Monday, right? I got to start fresh on a Monday.
Yeah.
But
Or-
you can start your health and wellness journey. You get the opportunity
Today.
at every next meal, at
Yeah,
every meal.
today. Yeah,
You
I'm
can
gonna
make
do
the
this.
decision
Right.
to change up. And that's the same thing about restarting your day. The morning didn't go well. Okay, how can you regroup? You go out for a workout, get the blood flowing. I take a couple minutes to just sit. Like there's got to be like,
Why do you think people do that? Like, wait for a time, January 1st, or I'm going to wait till Monday, or first of the month, or whatever.
well, that kind of goes into the book that I'm reading. Is that you have different zones of where you are in your life. And let me just talk to you about the zones and tell me what you think about this. So you have the zone of incompetence. That is made up
That's
of
me.
yeah.
No, I'm
like,
just kidding.
like I think some activities that people aren't good at, that they sit in that zone of incompetence because they just don't know and they don't want to, so they don't start. Right? They don't get to that starting point of, okay, let's start right now.
I think if you like, that's okay to be in that zone. Like, I feel like, so like I'm in this, endurance on this endurance journey, right?
Mhm.
And I start the foundation and now that's revolving around my endurance journey. So this, the next race isn't the last race. Like my goal is to continue, but I feel like I'm in the zone of incompetence when it comes to endurance training.
Yeah.
So I've done, by the time this airs, I will have done my third ultra marathon.
Mhm.
Well, I meet somebody in the street, they're like, oh, you're an endurance athlete, you're an ultra runner. I'm like, actually, I know nothing about it.
Yeah. But you don't get stuck there. And I
No,
think
so
that's the
so
zone.
like I guess what I'm saying is like I'm comfortable being in the zone of incompetence
Yeah.
when it comes to my endurance journey. Like
Yeah.
I've got such a long way to go and so much to learn about it. And I'm constantly kind of asking people that do it.
But I
And
don't think you're in the zone of incompetence. I think you're in the zone of competence because you're competent at the activity, but others can do them just as well as you can do it, if not
I
better.
don't know that I'm competent.
Well, you've done it, so you've got to be somewhat confident.
Yeah.
You know what you don't do? I love you so much. You know what you don't do good, what you don't do well,
What?
is give yourself some gosh damn credit. You do not.
Yeah.
Like you
And
run.
I come across as being like
No,
cocky.
yeah, but you're not.
But I'm really not.
You're
at
not
all.
at
No,
all.
I'm really not at all.
And like, if there's one thing that I wish for you is that you gave yourself a little bit more credit.
Okay.
You've run 3 or like gonna run 3 and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm still in the level of incompetence. No.
Because there's so much to learn about it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that you're incompetent about it. Maybe you're competent, but you want to learn about it. Okay.
Well,
You're not.
You have more confidence in my competence than I have confidence in my competence.
You know what you're not in? You're not in the zone of excellence. That's
No,
the third
absolutely
zone.
not.
Okay. The third zone of excellence is where you do activities you do extremely well. So, like, you can even think about these zones, right? Of like different activities of your life. Like, maybe you're in the zone of incompetence with your endurance running, but you're in the zone of excellence in your job, right? Different.
Okay.
Again, give
Yeah.
yourself some grace.
Yeah.
But the third one, the last one, the fourth one that we talk about the zone, it's the zone of genius. And I think that's where everybody should strive to get to, is the zone of genius because you're performing at your level in the activity that you're trying to do. And I think going through these zones, like we talk about, sorry. I just did it again, Phil.
Difficult.
Difficult.
We need Brian's zone of genius.
But if you know, like, you're not good at something, don't get down on yourself and feel like you're not making it count, which
Yeah.
you just did.
Yeah.
Example.
Well, but I do feel like I'm making it count. Like I know that I'm progressing in it, but I'm still not. I don't feel like I'm competent. But I think people are too quick to quit when they're in that and not get to the next zone.
Yeah.
I
was just going to ask you, what do you feel that you're in the zone of excellence and genius in?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could.
You just proved my point.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
See, because I would say you're in the zone of excellence and genius and you're very good at what you do in your work.
You don't even know what I do.
Yeah, you sell seafood.
You bought a case of mahi once.
Hey, supporting you.
Thank you.
Those are friends.
I appreciate it.
Anytime. What have you done for me? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I let's go back to people stay stuck in
Yeah.
that zone and quit.
So like I think I'm trying to do this without talking about certain people.
I know it's hard, huh?
But like I think younger people, like they're not getting to that point. Whatever it is they're doing, I'm just gonna say it. So like Jackson's in his second year of law school.
Make sure you don't let him listen to this episode.
I hope he does listen to it.
Okay, great.
But he's in his second year of law school and man, that is a stressful, by design, a stressful environment. And you look around and there's some people that aren't stressing at all. And he's just like, well, it's the same thing I had in business, right? There was some people I looked around and like, Jesus, you make this look easy.
Yeah.
It ain't easy. But that's with anything, you know. But he's like, and some days he's just, God, I am failing at this.
Mhm.
And then, you know, he'll talk it out and, you know, I'd be like, all right, you know, I'm moving forward. But like but then someone younger than him might, might not be catching on to something they're doing. And so they just, well, I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah. What?
I'm
But
not going to do that.
is
Or
that
I'm not going to work hard. I'm not going to do the things you know other people are doing to be good at that.
do you think that comes with maturity? And
Yeah, because like, you know, Jackson's older. Now he's, you know, 24 years old.
Mhm.
He's in his second year of law school. First year of law school, he was like, I don't know about this.
Mhm.
Now he's
But
just
those programs are meant to like
they are
mentally
meant to do that
to
to you.
weed the people out who's
Yeah.
not going to survive.
And it's so hard for me because it's so hard for me not to say, you know, give the rah-rah, like, oh, you know, you got to make it count. Or,
Yeah.
you know, it's one time he told me, you know, Dad, everybody's not a Navy SEAL. And not that he's comparing me to a Navy SEAL, but, you know, I like reading stuff, you know, the David Goggins
Yeah.
and Jocko Willink and, you know, and he's like, oh, it's all this Navy SEAL shit, you know. But, you know, now he's in his second year and he's just like, look, man, it's just, I just need to vent to you. You know, don't try to give me the advice. Let me vent.
Yeah.
But I think he knows because then he always comes out with a plan like, okay, I'm gonna look to do this, this, and this.
Right.
You know, and I told him the other day, I was like, look, I'm really proud that he's evaluating what he's doing
Hmm.
and what's not working in his life.
Yeah.
But he's always been older than he is.
Yeah.
And
You know, it's funny you said that because I hate when people Jennifer me. When I'm like, man, blah, blah, blah," and they're like, well, you know, 1% better, Jennifer. Let's make it count. I'm like, shut up.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
don't Jennifer me, okay?
Right. It's hard not to do that.
It is.
But then you're feeling the same way and, you know, about something else and somebody Jennifers you or fills you or whatever.
yeah, and it's like, don't you do that?
Yeah.
But then it puts things into perspective a little bit for you. Yeah, this episode I think has a lot of good like nuggets of how to make it count based on your journey,
Yeah.
but also like what zones you're in and the activities or how you want to do it. But the
Like if-
main thing is not to quit.
Yeah. So
Not to quit.
like, okay, so you're in the zone of incompetency. So, but if this is something you have to do or want to do, be fine there as long as you're moving to the zone
next-
of competency. If what you do, if too many of those activities, you're in the zone of genius, you better do something else
Yeah,
because you ain't doing enough.
you're sitting at the wrong table.
Yeah, you ain't doing enough.
That's just like when they
if your
say-
life
yeah.
is like, oh, I know everything, and you ain't doing enough.
Yeah, they say that if you're sitting at the table with you're the
Smartest guy.
smartest
in the room
guy
or-
in the
yeah.
room. You're in the wrong room. At
I'm
the wrong
never that
table.
guy.
I'm not either. I'm always like, so much to learn.
Yeah, I may talk like I am, and then you know, he's like, Phil, you know, oh, my bad. Yeah,
That's great. Yeah, I like that we're really focusing in on the make it count part of not giving up.
yeah.
Like not giving up to get to that next goal or
Yeah.
next level. And it might take you years to get there.
Yeah.
I think that the younger generation that you were talking about wants that instant gratification so quickly.
Yeah.
The no child left behind, that everybody gets a trophy. Like that whole
Yeah.
thing is that there is hard things, you know? And
life is going to be a
life is
struggle.
going to be a struggle. Like my
Yeah.
daughter, they learn big feelings right now. We're learning big feelings.
I have big
And
feelings
she
when
said
you're 3 years old.
She always goes, Mama, I have big feelings. And I'm saying, sister, you know who else has big feelings? I do. So, you're not the only one here that's got big feelings.
3, you don't have big feelings.
You just got to let them know that they're not the only ones. Your feelings are not as important as I am. And we all need to work at this thing called life, even though it sucks, together to have the fun part.
Your life shouldn't suck. If your life sucks, you ain't doing
You need
enough.
to
Yeah,
reevaluate.
you're not doing something right.
Right. And if your life sucks and you're stuck, Phil would love to talk to you. Hey, come on the podcast. we'll interview you
Yeah.
for a small fee.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
Because
But-
everyone that comes on pays us.
Shh, you're not supposed to tell people that. But
Yeah.
anyways,
We fleece you as you're walking out.
All right, Phil. So, what else you got about this zone of competence, zone of genius? Keep going. Make it count.
Yeah. I mean,
Define.
I think I'll probably like to read that book.
Okay. Oh, maybe we could read it and talk because there's like some barriers to it, and then it's how to get to that zone of
I'm gonna be
genius.
starting 75 hard again. So
Let's you wanna talk about that? How I feel like you're peer pressuring me to do this November
no
1st
pressure. No pressure.
through Thanksgiving and Christmas.
And New Year's.
Let's talk about this. So I said I'm not in the season.
What season?
And you say, but it's going back
You
to
say.
it's going back to the people that are like, I'm not making it count and doing the hard. I'm telling you, I'm not in the season for that. And you're like, but yeah, you could do it. You could do it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
I don't mean to be bullying you, but
You are.
I'm starting it again. My point with saying I was starting it was that I'm gonna need some books to read.
Okay. So it was my shit that I was taking on just now of
Yeah.
you bullying me.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Jesus.
funny how we do that? Like somebody will say something and it'll be like, hey, I'm going to need some books. And I'm over here like, I'm not, Phil, you're peer pressuring me to do it.
I can't do
I
75
can't do,
hard.
I got 2 kids, 2 businesses, a husband. And your point,
Yeah. Like, so what?
read some books.
Yeah. I work too much.
I do find that I am interested in doing it because, and I think that this is your reasoning for me to do it, and maybe I'm just making this up in my head, but I think that that I'm capable of it.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that, not that I'm given an excuse of this is the season I'm in, but 75 Hard is meant to make you mentally stronger. It's
Yeah.
meant to get you to that next level. And I got to be honest with you, like, being 5 years at Triumph Fitness, opening the new business, I feel like I'm finally getting to that point where like things are working. Like we got the processes and I'm ready to go to the next level. And I think that it would take me there, but I'm also hesitant to do 75 Hard because it's going to take me there. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense. It really does. I think so. I know we're gonna do a episode on doing hard things, and 75 hard is one of those. Which I think if you go into it with the right mindset, it's not necessarily that hard.
Right.
I mean, none of it is that hard. Putting it all together, being disciplined about it is hard.
Right.
It is a mental exercise more than a physical exercise, even though you're working out twice a day. But I can trace like my life is on this trajectory the last 15 months, and it really started 75 hard.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But I think it just focused me, and yeah. So I'm doing it again because just because.
All right. So if anybody wants to join Phil and possibly me, November 4th, you're going to kick it off?
November 1st.
November 1st.
Okay. Because I figured it'll give me a month. That'll give me a month to kind of heal up from the 50 and
Yeah.
I shouldn't. I'm going into it with shin splints, so hopefully I won't come out with it worse. But the last time I had shin splints pretty bad. So
yeah. But you don't have to run to do 75 hard.
You don't have to run.
It's a
But
workout.
for me,
that's what it is.
Yeah. But I'll probably turn more to a lot of swimming and.
Okay. So if you're on social media and you want to join us on the Facebook page or on our YouTube channel, make it count. Join us. We'll be doing some documenting on the 75 hard.
Yeah.
Maybe you and me. I think this would be fun.
Yeah.
All right. I guess you got me roped into doing it.
Yeah. And you know what? If you have a setback, you just have a setback. You start over.
I think that's another.
I think that's what you're worried about.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I think I'm worried about failing.
Yeah.
Which we talk about this all the time. But if you don't start, you don't know, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think that's what you're worried about. I'm Jennifer, and what if I fail?
Exactly.
75 hard.
Everybody's gonna know because we're talking about it on the podcast.
Correct.
But you know what? That's okay.
Failing's not trying. That's the only time.
Oh, we need that on a T-shirt. Failing is not trying.
I have a T-shirt.
Yes. Shameless plug. All right, Phil. 75 hard, November 4th. First. I keep.
Yes.
What's November 4th?
I don't know. Is that election day or something?
I think it's the Alabama LSU game this year.
Oh,
and not that I'm either fan, so I'm just aware of the surroundings.
I said, hey, we should talk about the Saints, and you're like, no, I don't know anything about football.
Yeah, I pretend not to know.
Oh, you pretend not to know?
Yeah, maybe if Drew Brees is hearing this, I would love to talk about the Saints.
Yeah, Drew and I have a lot in common.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah.
That's another episode. Drew, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on the Make It Count podcast.
Except now you got hair plugs, so that's one less thing we have in common.
All right, guys.
I feel comfortable saying that because I don't think he's listening.
He's going to call our producer and try to get on.
Yeah.
He's going to have his people call our people. And then
put
before
Brian's
you know it,
number in the show notes.
yeah, before you know it, Drew Brees is going to be here.
That's right.
All right, Phil, let's leave our listeners with something that they can go and make it count today. What you got?
Yeah, so like if you're in the what do we got? The field? What is it? The field of incompetence?
The zone.
The zone. I'm not reading the book, so
Yeah, clearly.
yeah. So if you're in that zone of incompetence or competence, or like be comfortable being there, but be moving through it.
Yeah. Enjoy the journey.
Yeah, and if your life is the zone of genius, you ain't doing enough.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, guys, it's time to go out and make it count.